Hello everyone and welcome back to today's weather video. So we are going to talk about Hurricane Ida. It just was named a hurricane earlier this afternoon. It is Friday evening, August 27th, 2021. So Ida is the big weather story for this weekend. It is currently making its way over the western tip of Cuba this evening. It's going to be going into the Gulf of Mexico as a strong Category 1 hurricane tomorrow morning, and then making its way into parts of the Central Gulf, and then eventually coming up to parts of the Louisiana coastline on Sunday evening over into early Monday morning. So places all along the Gulf coastline from basically the Texas and Louisiana border all the way over to parts of Mississippi and Alabama, you're under either a hurricane watch or a tropical storm watch. These include also cities and towns, a few actual parishes inland of Louisiana as well. This is going to be a pretty catastrophic, possibly, and deadly hurricane. The forecast is actually making a landfall with Ida as a Category 4, possibly landfall when it does make its way into Louisiana. Now, right now, the cone that it brings it into is actually just west of New Orleans, and it is not fun when you have to say major hurricane and New Orleans in the same sentence. By the way, this Sunday, August 29th, marks, guess what? The 16th anniversary of the landfall of Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. So kind of an eerie situation that we're getting into, because Ida could be making landfall just around New Orleans this Sunday, August 29th, 2021, as possibly a Category 4 hurricane. Now, hopefully the storm does not make a bull line right for New Orleans. Hopefully it gets a little bit further west and it actually doesn't get as strong as anticipated. However, there are lots of warm waters and lots of favorable winds for Ida to basically just rapidly intensify over the next 24 to 36 hours. So even though fingers crossed that it does not go into a huge storm, unfortunately there are computer models that are kind of, giving Ida basically the characteristics of a major hurricane, Cat 3 or 4, possibly at landfall. So again, New Orleans is in the actual hurricane watch. Parts of most of Louisiana south of Alexandria. Alexandria is situated basically right in the center of Louisiana, right here. So a lot of places just south, all the parishes are in hurricane watches. Go over to Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi in a hurricane watch. Mobile, Alabama is in a tropical storm watch as of right now. And there are a few other counties just north of those places that are in either a hurricane or a tropical storm watch. Storm surge is going to be pretty high, especially in the low-lying areas just south and just east of New Orleans and going into Mississippi. Possibly 7 to 10, 11-foot surges there. Going out possibly into the western parts of Louisiana, maybe about 3 to 5 to 7 feet. And then going over into Mississippi, Alabama, and potentially the panhandle of Florida, depending on how big the swells are. We could be anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, more 1 to 3 feet when you go over to parts of like Pensacola and everything into Florida. But nonetheless, it looks like the timing of Ida is going to be making landfall sometime Sunday evening, just west of New Orleans. So again, if you have any evacuation orders, I actually haven't updated myself on this or not, but if you do have a parish or a county that is saying to evacuate, go ahead and do so. Go over to a hotel somewhere in Texas or maybe in Florida. If you have relatives or family in other parts of the country, may want to hit them up this weekend and being like, hey, major hurricane coming, can we come and stay with you for a few days and everything. The time to prepare is literally right now. You have tonight, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, if you are going to be staying in these coastal areas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and stay away from all the beaches. Beaches should be closed if they're not already. I'm pretty sure they're going to be closed to the public and everything. Dangerous surf will be, obviously coming ashore as well. And the winds. So Category 4 storm winds, 135 greater to about 154. So they're forecasting about maximum sustained winds between 130 and 140 during landfall. Those are just sustained winds. So gusts can be easily up to 160, 170 plus in some of the actual outer rain bands, depending on, you know, the location and everything. So widespread damage, power outages. There's going to be a lot of flooding. 6 to 10 inches of rain for most of Louisiana. A lot of heavy rainfall coming into parts of Mississippi, like Jackson, going over into Birmingham, Alabama, and then going up into parts of Tennessee, even Nashville. Even though the storm will be dissipated by, you know, early next week, you're going to see a lot of heavy rain. So widespread, again, you know, 2 to 3 inches in a lot of places. And then again, 3 to 5 when you get closer into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. And then again, a lot of core areas right in the central and southern parts of Louisiana could see anywhere from 6 to 10 plus inches of rain. So we're going to have a flash flooding concern, obviously. Tornado risk, obviously there's always a tornado risk, even though it is mostly low when you have hurricanes and tropical entities coming on shore and everything, but you do get that actual spin in the actual atmosphere, and so obviously I'm not surprised that we'll see tornado watches and a few tornado warnings, maybe some water spouts and everything coming onshore as Ida moves onshore Sunday night into Monday. That's the other scary thing about this storm, is that it's going to be making landfall when it's dark outside. And again, when it's dark, you can't really see anything. And if the power is out, all bets are off. And there's things that are going to be blowing around, trees coming down. There's going to be electrical places possibly down in flooded areas that could, you know, spark, you know, fires and everything. So if you are gonna stay, or if you are stranded in the actual path of Ida Sunday night into Monday, do not go anywhere. Stay home. Make sure you have your hurricane kit. And I do actually have a video on my hurricane kit that I'm going to put down in the description box. You can take a look at that. It's a link that I did a few years ago on what you should have when you're doing a survival kit for a hurricane if you are going to be staying around. So check that out as well. But again, Ida right now not affecting us, obviously. It's just way down here coming across Cuba into parts of the Gulf of Mexico. But this weekend, conditions are just going to deteriorate, and they're only going to get worse until they get better. The system will be making landfall coming into parts of the Mississippi, Tennessee River valleys, and going up into basically the mid-Atlantic and sliding off the East Coast by the middle to end of next week. But a lot of damage, a lot of flooding are going to be associated with this. So please stay tuned to your local news channels and weather updates, and heed all warnings that any local government officials give you. Please take them seriously. So stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you after the storm.